Welcome back to Action Jack-Offs, the show where we talk about the very best and favorite action movies of all time. This week we are talking about the movie that basically revitalized Sylvester Stallone's career in the mid to early 90s, Cliffhanger, starring John Lithgow, Sylvester Stallone, and
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker. There you go. That's what I
Don't
was
you
looking
drop
for.
her, Gabe!
Yeah. Don't you drop
Don't you let her fall!
Don't you let her fall, Gabe! Yeah, no, that's
Don't go
a
out there!
that's a good one. So we're just gonna start off right from the get. I mean, obviously, this is kind of like one of those movies. I already mentioned it. Um, we had talked about this while we were watching the movie because this is another movie we get to watch together. That was fun.
It was
Um,
fun.
but we saw. I'm so sorry. It was so messed up. Your VHS player was all cracked out.
I've gone I've gone through like 4 or 5 of them at this point. After a while of using them, they're already 20 something years old. They
Yeah,
just crap out.
yeah.
I'm eventually just gonna bite it and buy like one of the brand new retrofitted $200 ones that they just make. Like a special company just makes them.
Like custom made.
Yeah, they're just brand new, like all new parts, all new everything, like built
Yeah.
this year.
Well, I was gonna say because I mean,
Let's do it.
records, they kind of had a comeback, and so now they've got all these new modern record players that come out, and so I'm surprised that they didn't do the same thing with VHS players.
Yeah, they did. It's just not as
It's not like a
it's just more
commercial thing where you could
yeah,
find it
it's
in
more
Walmart.
niche.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you have to go out of your way to get a VHS player these days.
Yeah, I just burned through them too. I don't know if you saw, but there's just like a stack of like 4 or 5 of them over there.
Mhm.
Eventually, I'm just gonna build one with all the parts. Anyways, it didn't work. Had to rent it. Also, Garrett, you said you never saw this one. How is that possible? How is this a Stallone blind spot that I have that you hadn't seen?
Well, like I had mentioned, before, I was like, I had seen the opening sequence, right? And I'm sure I had seen bits and pieces of it throughout my life. But yeah, I've never sat down and just watched, this movie. Um, but that being said, I'm glad I have now. So there we go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Garrett, you better stop,
Stop what?
or my mom will shoot.
Yeah, exactly. So this I briefly talked about it, but I'll touch on it now. This movie came at a time in Sylvester Stallone's career where he desperately needed a hit. He had done movies like you had already mentioned, "Stop or My Mom Will Shoot." He'd done a lot of like other lower budget type things, some independent films. Then he's doing this movie with I believe it was Carol Co. Pictures, another independent studio, but they were backed by TriStar, and they went to do this movie after however many failed attempts at trying to get a movie off the ground with Sylvester Stallone. Fun fact, the movie that they were gonna make before they made this movie was a movie called Gale Force that never saw the light of day, but it was described as being Die Hard in a hurricane. And
Pretty
the,
tough.
and the plot was going to be a hurricane was going to take place, and these criminals were going to do like a hijacking in a small town in the middle of the hurricane while everybody was evacuated. And Sylvester Stallone was going to be the John McClane of that
Oh,
movie.
they did end up making this.
What did it end up being?
It just took 20 years. There's a Jared Butler movie, Gerard Butler,
Oh yeah,
where they eventually did make this.
is it called Gale Force?
No, it's the exact same premise though. It's like tornado heist or something.
Something ridiculous,
Yeah,
something
but
like
it's like
that.
the same thing where they're like, we're gonna use this storm as cover and we're gonna rob this bank.
That makes sense. I mean, it's not a bad idea for a plot. It's just I think at the time this was 19. I want to say when they were coming up with the idea it was 1991, 1990 or 1991, and they were like, we want to do this movie. We have no idea how we would make it work. Like they didn't have an idea of how they would do the movie, which I find interesting because wasn't Twister sometime around this time? I think the special effects is what was holding them back, is what I was trying to say. But Twister was around this time, wasn't it? Twister was
The ori
original
the
Twister was
original
early 90s,
Twister,
wasn't
I think it is very early 90s, 96, so it was
it?
a little bit.
It was a little bit later, but
Huh.
the potential was there, I think. But yeah, having a whole movie take place in a hurricane probably would have been too much, and the budget
A
would have
hurricane heist.
hurricane heist. Okay, I got you.
It's the exact same premise as that, so they probably just stole it and changed the name.
Yeah, I mean, you know, however many years later. But anyway, so that movie fell through, and then they went to work on another script, and they came up with Die Hard on a Mountain, as this movie is most notoriously referred to as. Which, when we were watching it, I was like, initially, I was like, I don't really get it. Like, it's different enough from the formula of Die Hard to kind of be like its own separate thing, but I do recognize the similarities.
Yeah, they start to really poke out.
Like, for instance, it's about a guy who, in all standards of measurement, is just a normal guy. He just happens to be an expert rock climber.
Except for Stallone muscles.
Except for Stallone muscles, which you could chalk up to being, rock climbing muscles, considering how like OP he is.
They're usually a little bit more Michael Rooker looking, like skinnier but
Like a
still
little
well.
leaner.
Yeah, just so they can move around easier. It's not it's not impossible that somebody that's muscular could be good at rock climbing. It's just a little odd, but it's also funny for the movie.
Yes, it
He's like the only ripped person in it.
Sylvester Stallone sticks out like a sore thumb in this movie, like to a T. It's pretty.
I'm
It's
just gonna climb up that mountain. I'm
Hell
sorry.
mountain. I just want to win with the mountain.
Adrian!
Adrian, he's on top of the mountain. Drago.
No! It hasn't happened yet.
That's funny. No, but that's no. It's funny because Sylvester Stallone, he's doing his best. He's trying his hardest, but he definitely is like not the weakest part of the movie, but he sticks out against this pretty seamless backdrop of other characters that kind of fit well together. He's doing like his one-liners that aren't really like all that hard hitting and are
Stick around.
yeah, like he's doing some goofy stuff, and it just doesn't really work for the most part. But the things that do work with Sylvester Stallone in this movie is like, for instance, he's like, I like that fight scene he has with that character, Leon, in the cave where he's just getting his ass beat. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, that guy's like a highly trained assassin, and Sylvester Stallone is supposed to just be like a regular Joe, so it makes sense that he's getting his ass kicked. But then, he does like the really goofy thing where he grabs the guy by the nuts and then just bench presses him into a stalactite. And I just thought that's like one of those like, oh, that's pretty goofy moments. This movie's got a few goofy moments, and from what I understand, the director's cut also had a few more goofy moments that was cut from the theatrical release.
I mean, we have a whole guy imitating like British football. He lines up the kick.
Yeah,
He sets it up, and he scores.
yeah,
Penalty kick. It's ridiculous.
it is silly.
I love
So
it though.
I'll just get into some questions here. I'll just pretend like I'm interviewing you. But
Okay.
what did you think of Cliffhanger overall?
No,
No.
I'm just kidding. I love Cliffhanger. This is a movie I've seen a lot. This is like one of the Stallone movies that I'm like, this is my Stallone.
Yeah.
Is like this one. Is this? It's like this and Over the Top,
Well,
where my dad was
this is like
just love them.
Demolition Man Stallone too.
Yeah, it's around the same era, but it's not in a bad movie. We're in a good
Oh
movie
my
right now.
god.
Let's keep
Okay.
it to the good movie that we're talking about right now.
Okay.
We got a much better villain. We got a much easier to digest. He's just a mountain dude. And it really is Die Hard down to like he's talking to people on walkies. He
Mm-hmm.
has instead of not having shoes, he's got no jacket.
Yep.
He's got to rappel down several up and down different
To
places.
avoid
There's
explosions. There's a
Lithgow
heist.
falls,
Lithgow.
falls at the
Yeah.
end.
Yep.
The lack of bullets and or like ways to defend yourself getting lesser and lesser.
A really interesting comparison that I noticed was in Die Hard, John McClane has to go without shoes,
Yeah,
and
he's got to go without the jacket,
yeah, and Cliffhanger he has to go without the jacket, and it's
and it
like
just depends on the
negative.
environment.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it's, I mean, hell, it'd be fucking crazy if he had in this movie if he had to go without shoes. That'd be even
Oh yeah, he
crazier.
just gets frostbite.
Yeah, that'd just be fucking nuts. He just dies. He loses both feet by the end of the
I
movie.
mean, in fairness, he should die without the jacket anyway.
Yeah, there's a couple of times where he gets like soaking wet, like that one scene where he fell into Sylvester Stallone's character Gabe Walker falls into that frozen pond or frozen
Oh
stream
yeah,
or
he's just
whatever it
dead.
was. We were like
Yeah, when he's fighting,
we watched it and we were like, oh, he's dead. He's just
he's
dead.
dead.
Like his body's going into shock.
It's gonna cost a fortune to heat this place.
That one was pretty funny. That line was pretty funny
No, it is pretty good. I mean,
where he's
that's
burning the money.
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, when he falls into the ice water, I was like, his body's definitely going into shock. His body is definitely shutting down, and he's dying. There's no way he makes it out of this and does a whole action scene on top of this, but he does, and he gets out of it. That's probably the most unbelievable moment of the movie. On top
It's
of
it's
like
among it's among them.
among them, one of them probably being well, the most impressive, unbelievable moment of the movie is the airplane stunt they do pretty early on.
Pre Christopher Nolan.
Yes, pre Dark Knight Rises. It was a pretty good airplane stunt. Apparently, that was the highest a stuntman had ever been paid for an aerial stunt in the history of the world at that point. I don't know if it's changed since then, but by
I'm sure
19
they've paid Tom Cruise for more.
oh, I'm sure, but by 1993 standards, that was like the standard
And,
was what that guy had done at
yeah,
15,000 feet.
crazy.
Yeah. Up next, do you think Cliffhanger holds up today, or does it feel dated?
No, I think it holds up today. There's like maybe one or two shots, like when the plane's crashing, it kind of looks like a miniature, but I prefer that. I
Yeah.
prefer them to use a miniature or something to this bombastic, crappy CGI that they have a lot now.
Yeah, I will say that the practical effects were great. I will say some of the effects were a little hit or miss, particularly with trying to gauge the scale of the mountain.
And
Um,
yeah,
like there were several times where they would be scaling up the mountain camera wise, and you could just tell there's like obvious like cuts in between. I don't know if it's because we saw it on like 4K Ultra HD or something like that we were able to like see those discernments. But I noticed it, and I was like, I wonder if not to pour salt in the wound, but if we were watching on VHS, I don't know if I'd been able to notice it as well.
no, no, it's a little bit more hazy on purpose. Like I was watching the one of the special edition Star Wars VHSs not too long ago before it crapped out, and they looked better on the VHS tape transfer than they did on like streaming.
Right. Yeah.
Like the special effects and everything work way better because it's just a little bit more hazy and stuff. Whenever it's on 4K, you can like see see the layers.
Yeah. The one thing that didn't work for me, I don't know if it's an aged well type thing or not, or if it's a dated thing, but I mentioned this. One of the things I did not like that I had to like turn my brain off to really enjoy the movie and not think about it too hard. The map that they used, like
This guy.
the digital map they
We're being
use.
serious right now.
Yes, the digital map they use
We're being
to hunt
serious
down
right
the
now. This
briefcases full
guy,
of
this
money.
guy likes RoboCop.
Oh my god, here
That
we
technology
go.
don't make no fucking
Here
sense.
we go. And
This
this is even
guy, he's got
worse.
a lung. He's got a lung and a hand left,
Oh my god.
and you're upset about a
The
3D
RoboCop
look.
slanders just got to stop. I let you get away with
Dude,
it for too long.
RoboCop sucks, dude. I'm tired of hearing
No.
about it.
No, you're just jealous that your favorite movie podcasters started covering RoboCop and they liked it
They were sucking it off too. I was so upset.
because it's a great movie.
It's douche canoe stuff, dude. Come on,
That's
Total Recall's
insane.
real dude. Total Recall's his only good movie. Come on now.
What about Starship Troopers?
Fuck, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you did,
That
didn't
one's
you?
pretty good too.
But you're going to hate on RoboCop? Okay, we can't talk about this right now. Uh,
I just great.
but yeah, no, like the map they use, the digital map they use to find the briefcases full of money. I always thought it was really dumb because it's like all it is a static image of the mountains, and somehow not only are the Sylvester Stallone and Michael Rooker characters able to like look at the map and then be able to tell visually where these things are on the mountain
And
is
how to get to them.
and how to get to them is ludicrous to me. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh,
I
that's a
don't.
rapper.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a oh that didn't age well or what. Because that's kind of like one of those things where they're trying to use hyper advanced technology and be like this technology is so advanced and
Oh
oh
yeah, I mean, but that
oh
happens in the late '80s, early '90s. That was just a thing in movies where they're just like computers.
computers. It's got microchips.
It's got microchips.
There's a motherboard
Like
in there.
uh, like I was watching Manhunter the other day. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen that one?
No.
It's like the first Hannibal Lecter movie
No, I haven't.
before Silence of the Lambs.
No, I didn't
So
know about
they're
that.
just oh, it's really good. It's like we're gonna have to watch that one day. I don't know
Okay.
if it's an.
It's
I
probably
don't
not an
think it's an
action
action
movie,
movie.
but we can talk about it.
No. Anyways, there's just a lot of scenes in it where they're horror slash mystery. Fuck. uh, there's just a lot of scenes where they use it's like '86, so they like are using computers and like early FBI stuff, and you're just like, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's with hindsight, yeah, like we're able to look back on it and be like,
Um,
that's just silly. That's just
yeah,
goofy. And then like the whole fact that Sylvester Stallone, Gabe Walker has like he saw the digital map like once, and then he's got like a photographic memory of what it looks like, and he can hunt down the briefcases more,
attach the trackers to squirrels.
more efficiently than if he had the map. It's just crazy. But anyway, what was your favorite scene in the movie?
Uh, I really like the opening shot
I was about to say it's got to be the opening, right?
just because it's so clear and it makes my palms sweat because I hate heights and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So just the whole sequence. Uh, but I also really enjoy the sorry, a little thing. Really enjoy the last like Lithgow and him fighting on the helicopter and it like falling off the mountain. I
Yeah.
just think that's like a fun action set piece because like we're always talking about these action set pieces and stuff, but this is John Lithgow and Sylvester Stallone fighting on top of a helicopter that's suspended.
On the side of a mountain. Yeah.
That's how I mean, how much more juice does it get?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's hard to picture of I'll say this of mountain scenes in action movies. It's probably the best.
You just don't see it anymore.
No.
And if you do, it's super CGI baloney.
Well, I'm sure a lot of this. I mean, from what I understand, this movie was shot mostly in Italy, which I found very fascinating.
Interesting.
And very few scenes were shot actually in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
But
I just wouldn't have thought Italy.
yeah, for some reason Italy, like the Durango, or no, that's Durango, Colorado. It's like Dorado something mountains in Italy. I can't remember what they're called, but they're just mountain range in Italy. And Sylvester and some soundstage stuff. So like,
Oh, of course.
not all of the movie was shot on location in a mountain
Oh yeah, I doubt
range.
it is.
So it's
But
like
it's
there's
still
a
just
lot of
practicality.
soundstage type, god damn it, type stuff.
Do it. Sound it out.
There we go. Anyway, yeah, I agree. Opening scene, best scene in the movie, possibly. I mean, what a way to start a movie.
Don't you drop her! Don't
Yeah.
you let her go!
That's how you get asses in seats right there. Because
No,
imagine
Hal, just drop it. No, you dropped
drop
it.
it. Michael Rooker coming in swinging.
He was acting his ass off. He wanted Stallone's spot so bad. He's like, this should be my movie, and you should be the secondary.
Yeah, but of course that was never going to happen.
No, not then.
No.
Now it would.
Nowadays,
Now it's,
you could probably get
I mean, that's
Sylvester
how
Stallone to
Guardians
be
of the
the
Galaxy
secondary
is.
character. Yeah, exactly.
He is the secondary character in Guardians of the Galaxy.
And then Michael Rooker
Just
was
shows
one of
up
the
for
main
2 scenes.
characters.
Exactly.
Yeah. What a twist of
Huh.
fate.
Oh, Jeff Hardy.
Anyway, speaking of characters and acting, how did you feel about Sylvester Stallone's performance as Gabe Walker?
It's not the best. It's not the worst, Sylvester. A lot of funny one-liners. I do feel like this could have been like any other actor in the '90s, and it could have been a little bit better.
Like who? Who would you say? If you
I
had
mean,
to pick,
I
Like,
mean, if even if this is like Brad Pitt or somebody else that's a more like, you know, just an actor who actually looks like they could be a climber,
okay,
it wouldn't have the same cliffhanger effect. Like any of these like late night, like if this is Tom Cruise and Michael Rooker.
or Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Exactly. This is any of the other like it could even like or it could have been somebody like Jean-Claude Van Damme who it's an even sillier performance.
Yes,
Like it could
yes.
go one way or the other. But this is such a in the middle Stallone. He's not hamming it up all the way, and he's also not like putting on his dramatic Rocky shoes either.
No, but he did come in this with a good writing credit, which I found very fascinating. So he did put
Yeah,
some kind of passion into this movie.
I mean, this is back when that just meant that he was like, "Well, I think he should say stick around because Arnold said that."
No, I could say it.
Do you think this could cost a lot of money to heat this place?
He sounds like Yogi Bear.
He is Yogi Bear. He talks out of
Boo-boo.
Adrian.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
It's so
Um,
funny.
but I agree with you. So yeah, were there any
How do you use these three seashells?
uh, were there any characters you thought were particularly well written or memorable?
I really like Michael Rooker because he actually, you asked that is like, oh, is Stallone gonna have to save Michael Rooker and that's how he wins him back over? I was like,
No,
actually, not really.
it was Michael Rooker that had to save Sylvester Stallone.
And then he's still kind of mad at him, even though
Yeah,
he saves him
yeah, it
the
was
whole
kind of like
time.
a
He
little
says, "Smash
character arc.
Rooker
Yeah,
three
it
times.
was nice.
They're gonna kill you. Cut the rope."
Nice little character arc he went through there, which I thought was cool, which I didn't expect, because usually like when Sylvester Stallone's like the guy in the movie, the other characters kind of take like a big back step. But I was pretty surprised to see that a character that Michael Rooker played um, went on to just be like, I've got my own thing going on. He saves himself first off from that psycho soccer guy, and then he goes on to save Sylvester Stallone, and then he goes on to help Jesse, um, played by Janine Turner, excuse me. And so yeah, he kind of like does his own thing, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, I agree with that. Michael Rooker, probably like one of the
I
best
also
written
like
characters.
Travers' character, the dirty cop.
Yes, yes, that guy was really good too. Travers, played by Rex Lynn, who's played a cop in a lot of things.
And then I also, yeah, he's it was CSI is where I knew him from as a cop the most.
Yeah,
But also just the two stoners.
I was gonna mention
They
them
didn't
too.
they
Yeah,
didn't need to get executed like that.
no, but they did, so they got it done. A character that I
And then
wanted to briefly mention was
the helicopter, the
well,
helicopter pilot.
well, the helicopter pilot's good too, but I was gonna
That's just
mention,
that's a sad death.
yeah, I was gonna mention actor Dennis Forrest played Heldon in the movie, and I just wanted to mention him because I mentioned this when we were watching the movie. I was like, "That's the guy from The Mask." Um, so if you guys have never seen The Mask, or if you have seen The Mask and you remember Sweet Eddie from The Mask, he- you know,
Such a weird, such a weird take.
he was in The Mask, and I've seen The Mask infinite amount of times, and I always see that guy, and I don't think I've ever seen him in another movie until I watched Cliffhanger for the first time. This watch,
Wild.
yeah. So just wanted to briefly mention him, and then of course like all the characters you mentioned. Of course, you can't go far mentioning well written characters or memorable characters without mentioning John Lithgow's Eric Quaylen.
And decide if he was supposed to be having an accent or not.
Yes, we could not come to the conclusion whether or not it was just John Lithgow pronouncing his words weird or if he was British or what it was. Because one of the things I said that was a good comparison to Die Hard was like, oh, it's a foreign antagonist.
And then I was like, I think he's just being John Lithgow.
He's just
And then
being.
it like came and went. Like sometimes he was just being a bad guy, and then sometimes he was like really enunciating words.
It was just so weird. Yeah. So that kind of leads me into my next question. Did the villain, Eric Quaylen, played by John Lithgow, work for you as a believable antagonist?
Love him. I wish John Lithgow would be the bad guy more.
He does do a good bad guy. I agree. Do I think he's a particularly Well, I guess do I have to ask myself? He basically fills the role of every Die Hard esque antagonist. You know, like the cool, calculating, uh, cruel guy. He's the Hans Gruber, right?
Kills his own compatriots.
Yes, kills his own compatriots. All this, that, and the other in a bag of chips.
A bag of chips.
In a bag of chips, yes. Um, very similar to Tommy Lee Jones in Under Siege. You know, Die Hard on a Boat. Um, Speed. Very similar to oh man, what was that actor's name? Played the bad guy in Speed.
Uh, Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, basically Dennis Hopper of the group. Just
I
super,
like Dennis Hopper a lot too.
just
He's
super
a good bad
smart.
guy.
Yeah, he's a great bad guy.
Quiz hotshot.
Yeah,
Bomb on the bus.
yeah. So yeah, John Lithgow does a good job. Pretty good antagonist as Eric Quaylen. Did the opening scene with the failed rescue hook you right away? I mean, like, did that
Oh
just
yeah.
that just gets you right from the go, right?
I remember the first time I saw it, I was pretty little, and my parents were just kind of like channel surfing like we used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
And they like start it right at the very beginning, and they're like, "It's weird. I thought she died already." And then
You're like,
and I
what?
was like, "I wonder what they mean." And then the scene starts, and they go, "Oh yeah, here it goes."
That's hilarious. No, that's that's awesome. The first time I saw this scene was indirectly through the parody depicted in Ace Ventura 2.
Yeah, I think I saw. It's funny because I think I saw this first before I saw Ace Ventura 2, and I think I also turned off Ace Ventura 2 like halfway through because I was like, "This isn't funny."
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a debate for another day. Is whether or not Ace Ventura 2 is a good
I like
movie.
I like
Uh,
the first one a lot, and I think I just started the second one and was like, "Ugh."
yeah, no, but yeah, I saw the parody scene where he goes to rescue the raccoon. Ace Ventura goes to rescue the raccoon, and the opening scene of that movie. And I just remember that I saw, and I was like, okay, I was like, this is goofy, you know, or whatever. But I never put two and two together that it was in reference to something else, and not just a reference, a straight up parody of a scene that already existed. So I never put two and two together on that regard, which I thought was just funny. And then now, having seen Cliffhanger in its entirety, I can say with certainty that makes that scene even funnier. Just due to the
Love it.
contrast between, you know, the two scenes. You know, one's super dramatic and super intense, crazy. The craziest thing that about the Cliffhanger opening is that when I forget her name. God, I wish I couldn't remember her name. The girlfriend that falls, Michael Rooker's girlfriend that falls. When she falls, it's not just like a cut in silence. You hear her falling all the way down. You know, she's screaming, she's saying no, she's freaking out the whole way. That's what
I
makes
don't
that
want to die.
I don't want to die. I mean, that makes that scene so much more impactful, is just like that actress's reaction to the whole thing. So, yeah, thought that was really good. It definitely hooks me right from the go. Were there any plot twists or moments that surprised you?
I didn't remember that he killed the girl, uh,
John
the
Lithgow
John Lithgow.
kills
Yeah, I've
his right hand, the pilot,
yes,
played by Caroline Goodall.
yes. Christelle.
Christelle. Yeah, no,
Yes, I had completely forgotten about that, and then I was like, "Oh, makes sense. He's a bad guy."
yeah. I mean, I was like, oh, this is cool, because it's kind of like when I saw it, my reaction to it was like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's like, you know, he's a real asshole. You know, he's a real bad guy. He's doing real bad guy stuff. He's killing people he doesn't, you know,
He doesn't even need to.
he doesn't even need to kill this person, but he did it anyway. It's like a strategic move. So I thought that was kind of
Partners
cool.
again.
Partners. Yeah, partners. With that weird accent he's putting on everything.
It's so strange.
Yeah. Um, Now, this is a big one. Did you find the story believable, or did it go over the top in too many parts?
Did it go over the top?
Over the top.
Good movie.
Yep.
Good movie.
Great movie.
Great movie. I think for the most part, of course, it's a little bit fantasy and nonsense, but I like it. It's a little nonsensical, but we get there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it works out. I mean, uh I feel like it's kind of one of those things where it's over the top in enough parts for you to look at the screen and say that's dumb, that's stupid, that doesn't make any sense. But in terms of believability, no, I don't think the story is believable at all.
No.
No, I think enough. Like for instance, I look at it from the bad guy's perspective. The second their plane crashes, I'd be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out.
Well, somebody's gonna find $20 billion or whatever.
Yeah, in currency that they can't do anything with. You know, that was like a big plot point of the movie. Was like it has to be John Lithgow because he's the only guy in the world with the type of connections to be able to trade this money to get actual usable money out of it. And without John Lithgow doing that, the money is basically worthless. So that's why it's kind of like if you're the bad guy and you already went through that craziest shit plan of aerial hijacking that money out of that plane and then you crash the fucking plane, barely survive, I'd just be like, dude, I'm fucking out. I don't give a shit.
Done.
I'm not dying on this mountain for some fucking money.
Honey, where's my super suit?
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
What did you think of the mountain climbing and action sequences overall?
I really like that there was the random ladder
Yeah, that was weird. That
just on the
was
side of the mountain.
just came out of nowhere.
Some of this stuff is silly, like when they're both sliding, like Sylvester Stallone is like sliding with the guy and pressing his face into the
Oh
ice and
yeah, that's like
stuff.
some Looney Tune shit where he's like on top of him and he's like punching him in the
Uh,
face as they're
it is
sliding.
great though. It's one of those where I'm like, this action kind of dumb. Like I love it.
Yeah, I can see what you're
Like
saying.
that in this in the cave fight and the soccer ball kicks and then the final showdown, like it's all kind of Looney Tunesy, but it's all kind of great because it's so silly.
Yeah, no, I understand. Um, I agree. Um, I think the action sequences overall are fine. I think it's more about set pieces than it is action sequences. I feel like they go hand in hand, and I feel like it's more about the spectacle of what it is we're watching in terms of setting than it is, Sylvester Stallone's doing like some cool action. You know what I mean? Like he's doing some badass shit, and when in reality, he's the character it's himself is just struggling to survive amongst these elite assassins, and he's just doing what he can, but using his environment to his benefit, which I think works for
Post
that
this mountain
character.
so well.
Yes, yeah. How well do you think the movie used its mountain setting, kind of feeding off of what I just said going into that question?
Oh, I mean, it tries to use up every drop it can.
Yeah, I mean
They are
the mountain almost
any
becomes its own character.
yeah, it's more than a setting. Like anytime that they are just like, I don't know what to do, let's just give them a wide shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah shit, what do we put here? Ah, man, we got a bunch of
Wide
wide
shot of the
shot.
mountain.
Yeah.
We got like 30 hours of B-roll, dude. We gotta use it.
The editor's just like, ah shit. This doesn't make any sense to put a wide shot here. Put a wide
Fucking
shot.
hit him. Snap wide shot.
So funny.
Pan around.
Bird's eye view right now.
Helicopters.
So good. Um, yeah, used the mountain setting very well to the best of its ability, as best as it could. Some parts of the mountain setting don't make as much sense just because, like for instance, there was that one scene where the two stoner kids were jumping off, they were base jumping, And it was like,
Yeah, they definitely somehow get 15,000 feet in the air.
yeah, yeah. And we're able to jump off a sheer face of the cliff, doing some cliff jumping. And it was just like from where they were standing to where they were jumping, it doesn't match up. It doesn't make any sense. But that's kind of one of those things where you say to yourself, like, am I really going to sit here and bitch about this movie that is clearly not taking itself that seriously in the first place? Outside of the opening sequence, are you really going to tell me that this movie's trying to take itself seriously and that I should take it seriously in return?
Yeah.
No.
It's a
Were
Sylvester Stallone job, my guy.
exactly. Were there any stunts or effects that really stood out to you?
I mean, we got some good squibbins.
We did get some good squibbins, not the best squibbins I've ever seen. Um,
Yeah, but we got some good ones, like whenever the stoners get shot down.
yeah,
Pretty good squib.
that was a good squib. Good squib on that part. I'll say that. We already mentioned the 15,000 foot aerial hijacking stunt where the guy zip lined from one moving plane to the next moving plane. Probably one of the most, that's probably the most notable stunt in the whole movie is that right there. But um, other stunts, oh man, this is not entirely related to this question, but kind of is. But I just had to mention it because I thought it was so crazy. The stunt double, there's an original stunt. So Sylvester Stallone had two stunt doubles that were doing the actual rock climbing scenes for him whenever it was not Sylvester Stallone doing it. And one guy, the original guy that they had do the stunt doubling for his rock climbing, died in a car accident during the filming of this movie.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
He was doing dangerous stuff all the time, and the cars what got him?
Yep. That's how that gets you. And then, of course, the rest of the stunt rock climbing was finished out by the second man. And I wish I had their names pulled up. I should have had that. Should have had that ready to go. But yeah, I just thought that was.
Guy.
I know it was just super super silly of me. But yeah, I just thought that was really fascinating because that was like, man, like that's like one of those things. Because whenever there's a death during the production of a movie, I was just like, man, that's just like that's crazy. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to find it real quick because I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave those guys. Yeah, it was Principal Doubles. The man that died was Wolfgang Gulick, and the guy that finished it out was Ron Koch. So
nice.
Yeah, very nice. Okay. And yeah, so that's about it on that. Now, do you think the movie had anything meaningful to say about guilt, redemption, or survival?
Just that you can't hold on. You can't hold on forever, just like that lady couldn't.
Yeah, I think it says more about forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
Forgiving yourself, forgiving those that you think crossed you or let you down in the past.
Though I was kind of joking, I do think there is something about like not holding on to stuff in general, because like the bad guys won't let go of this money. Michael Rooker won't forgive Gabe, even though it's almost his fault
Yeah.
that it even happened in the first place. It's just there's a lot of people holding on to stuff too tight.
Yeah. Which I guess you have to do on the side of a mountain. Ho!
Yeah.
Ho!
Hey!
Hey! Where's my drum?
Hey!
Perfect.
Perfect.
Exactly what I needed. No, I agree. I mean, yeah, partially joking. We were kind of talking about how like there's nothing really serious to this movie, but I think there is. The movie definitely does try to come at it from this angle of
There's a little bit of
subtext, just a little bit. Forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving those that went against you, forgiving those that kind of lost themselves to grief. It's kind of what I get out of it, at least. It's kind of like my interpretation of what they're trying to go for. And then by the end of it, they kind of all just like come together. Maybe that's part of it too, is like, losing yourself to grief and what grief does to you and how it kind of like, or guilt even, and how it kind of separates us and keeps us separate. But I always just found that fascinating. I always found that interesting. What Was the tone consistent throughout the film, or did it shift too much between drama and action? I think we already mentioned this already. I think it kind of shifts too much between over the top surrealism and sort of this kind of in your face, oh, I'm guilty. I've got all this guilt stuff going on. It's tragic and a bit of a tonal whiplash throughout the movie. Um, but I don't know. What do you
It's I
think?
wouldn't say it's not I wouldn't say it's unbalanced, but it does feel like Stallone's in a Stallone action movie, and John Lithgow is in like a serious like survival drama,
Yeah, yeah.
hostage survival drama.
Sylvester Stallone definitely feels like he's coming from a different movie.
Yeah, and then at the end when they meet, it is probably the only time where it feels unbalanced.
Yeah,
But I love how quirky it all is.
yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, tone kind of semi inconsistent. We'll say. How does Cliffhanger compare to other '90s action movies? How does it stack up against some of the best? You know, we're talking about like,
It's pretty up there.
I mean, we're talking about Total Recall, Terminator 2, Demolition Man. If we're talking about other Stallone movies,
Yeah, that's like not even in the top 10. Let's keep it for real.
Mask of Zorro. We actually did a whole
Just
list.
making shit up
No,
now.
no, we did a whole. I did
Who
a
the
whole.
fuck
Remember when
cares
I did a
about
whole?
Mask?
Fuck off. You know, I did a whole list.
Zorro is a fucking joke,
You're a
dude.
fucking joke, you piece of shit.
That's a forgotten fucking preview on one of my VHS tapes that I
Oh
laugh
my
about. It's
god,
like,
you're
oh yeah,
so
remember when
psych.
we did that
y-
shit?
Yeah, you're fucking psychotic. You know that, bud.
Ask anybody on the streets. Nobody cares about Zorro.
Hey man, Zorro's a shit. All right, what do you think? What do you put on the scale? What stacks up? What does Cliffhanger stack up to?
I mean, we definitely have Terminator 2.
Okay, yeah, can you be a little bit more original?
Mask of Zorro is just crazy, dude. Mask of Zorro, dude. Yeah, let's go ahead and give me 93 action movies.
Oh, he's got to
Let's
look it up. He doesn't
Yeah,
even have
because
it offhand.
I mean we got In the Line of Fire, the last action hero, pointing
Speed.
over
I was surprised he didn't bring up Speed.
a fugitive.
The
Come on.
Fugitive. I feel like Cliffhanger's.
Iron
I feel like Cliffhanger. It stacks up as far as being like a decent action movie, but like its iconography doesn't stack up to some of those other movies.
I don't know if it's because I was just searching Cliffhanger already, but Cliffhanger's the first one that comes up.
As top tier '90s action movies.
Yeah, it's 93.
Yeah. Oh, you're looking up just '93.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of '90s in general.
90s in general, I see. Let's look up 90s in general then.
Yeah.
90s action. I mean, fucking Backdraft, Point Break,
Point Break. Yeah, that's
the
good.
Power Rangers movie,
Okay, let's. Okay, we're getting a little silly here.
Hard Target.
Hard Target. We did that.
We did do that. That's our biggest episode.
Universal Soldier. Yeah, isn't that so funny? That's the biggest episode of Action Jack-0ffs we've done.
We've got Judge Dredd if we want, more of that.
More
Die Hard 2 came out in the 90s.
Die
The
Hard
Fifth Element.
2, Die Hard 3.
Yeah, we got all kinds of shit, dude.
Yeah, Under
People Left
Siege.
Before.
There's a lot. There's definitely a lot. Anyway, um, here's a funny question. Would you ever go rock climbing after watching this movie?
Oh, I have, but I've never gone out. I've gone indoor rock climbing.
Right, but would you ever consider yourself going on like an actual mountain?
Nah.
No, never.
Nah, fuck. Nah.
I have no desire. I had no desire prior to watching the movie, and then I saw the
Or
movie,
after.
and it reinforced my desire to not go.
Hey, smart move.
Yeah, it's kind of like whenever you watch Jaws, and you're like, "Hey, let's not go to the beach. Let's not go to the beach today."
Dude, I watch it every year when I go to the beach. Literally, like in the mid, not like the last day of vacation, like the first few days, like in between when we're going in and out of the water. Like I'll put shark documentaries on.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty good.
It's so funny.
Um,
Like, how do baby sharks get there? What kind of methods we got? There's a lot of different ways. If you're just wondering, some of them have eggs, some of them have live births.
do you think this movie deserves more recognition than it gets today?
Yeah. Why are we talking about Rocky? Any of the Rockies that aren't Rocky 4 and Cliffhanger more often?
It's a good question. I mean, we talk
'Cause
more.
Rocky 4 is like the only good one.
I mean, we talk a lot about Demolition Man.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
because you're an idiot.
no, I feel like Cliffhanger. I feel like in the echelon of Stallone movies and things that he's done in '90s action films, I feel like Cliffhanger is perfectly rated. I feel like it perfectly gets what it needs to get out of life. It's in the cultural zeitgeist. You know,
It should just
it.
whatever happens to it, it just needs to be above Demolition Man.
That's fair. I mean, in terms of pop culture, probably, but in
I
terms
mean, it
of
doesn't have
being a good movie,
seashells.
no.
You're right. It doesn't have the three seashells.
Exactly. It doesn't have the fast food wars. It doesn't have so many good things about Demolition Man.
Shut up,
Anyway,
Paige.
um, have you seen other mountain or survival movies you'd compare it to?
Uh, Not that I could think of. The only one that's come to mind is Jungle, but that's a jungle movie where you're surviving.
It's survival. It's a survival movie.
Yeah. Or no, there is the one with Ethan Hawke when it's the true story about the soccer players
Yes, when
who
they
their
and they
plane
crash land
crashes.
on that mountain.
Yes, I forget what that's called, but I remember I watched that when I was way too young also.
Oh man. Let's see here. Ethan Hawke plane movie. Plane crash movie. Alive.
Yeah, it's just alive.
It was also 1993.
Oh, same. Oh, they were just on mountains that year.
We were just crashing planes on mountains. So just living it up. Living it up. Love it. Love to see it.
I mean, there's Jurassic Park 3 where they crash the plane, have to survive.
That is true. You could
I have
probably
faith
you
in
could
Jurassic
probably
Park.
count all those as survival movies to some extent.
Yeah.
Um, what is so the one that comes to my mind for some reason, even though it's probably not really like a survival movie until like the last third, is that movie with Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro, The Hunted. If you've ever seen that,
I've not seen that one.
it's not like a great movie or anything like that, but it's a story about a guy who goes on a killing spree and just starts like killing people with a knife. And he's like a
What?
trained knife specialist, and he was trained by Tommy Lee Jones. Benicio del Toro is a crazy guy. He was trained by Tommy Lee Jones, who's like an expert knife fighter.
It
And
sounds like it's
so
just a documentary.
no, and Tommy Lee Jones's character has to go hunt down Benicio del Toro's character. And so like
Oh my goodness.
it's kind of like a survival thriller almost. So I also
Oh,
think
I know.
about, you ever see that movie Frozen? That's not the Disney movie.
I don't know.
It's a
Oh, is this the
story.
one where they're? Is this the one where they're on a ski lift?
Yes, and they get stuck on the ski
Yes,
lift.
I have seen this. Yes.
Yes, so I think I consider that a survival movie too.
Yeah, Castaway.
Castaway, survival movie, yeah. Survival drama, probably more so. But anyway,
Yeah, action.
yeah, that's what we've got for that. Let's see here. If the movie were remade today, who would you cast in the lead roles? Give me your who's Sylvester Stallone, who's Gabe Walker, who's Eric
Walt,
Quaylen, and who.
Walton Goggins as Quaylen.
Okay, good one. And give me your Michael Rooker too. So we got to have our big three guys, and then I guess you can give me your
Uh,
Janine Turner as well.
uh, Hold on, I gotta look up their names. Uh,
I like Walton Goggins as Eric Quaylen. That's a good one.
I just feel like he's having his moment. I got to go 2015 Fantastic Four. That hurts my feelings. Miles Teller is going to be Michael Rooker.
Okay.
We're going younger and more fit.
Yes.
And then that guy who's going to be in the Running Man remake is going to be Glenn Powell.
Okay. So team up, another team up of Glenn Powell and Miles Teller.
Yes, I want both of them. That's right. I could have just looked up Top Gun. What was I doing? That's so funny. I still haven't seen that one. I forget that they're both in it. Uh, and then who else do we need?
We need Janine Turner, who I'm going to say put Elizabeth Olsen in the role.
Oh, I love Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. There's your cast. Elizabeth Olsen,
Well,
Walton Goggins, Miles Teller, Glenn Powell. I'll also accept. I'll also accept.
Send it in.
I'll also accept Miles Teller as Gabe Walker, and Callum Turner as Rooker.
Who's Callum Turner?
Callum Turner. Okay, so this is funny. I just saw the trailer for A24's Eternity film, and
it's that guy.
And it stars Elizabeth Olsen, Miles Teller, and Callum Turner.
That's so funny. So you just
I just stole Miles Teller. I just stole that cast and put it in this movie.
That's what fucking Christopher Nolan did when he made Inception. He goes, "What if all of you guys are just in the third Batman?"
Yeah,
except for Leo.
Yeah. Last question. If you were in Gabe's position, what would you have done differently?
Probably freeze to death.
Probably. If I was in his position, I would have died like long ago.
I probably would have died way earlier. I would have just got shot.
Would you have even gone like when Janine Turner's character asked him to go help Michael Rooker? Would you have done it, or would you have just been like, "Man, fuck that shit, I'm out of here"?
I don't think I would have even come back.
Oh, you would never even come back to the town?
Yeah, if I dropped a lady off a mountain, I don't think I'm coming back.
That's funny. And never going back to the mountains again.
No.
How could you, right? Like how would you be able to recover? Like you're the one that watched her die.
Easily, and that's a lot.
Yeah. No, that's good. No. I accept that answer. Did you have anything else you wanted to end off with?
I have my dad takes.
Oh, please give me your dad takes.
Dude, first off, Keefy Boy, just wanted to say, loves this movie. Watches it a lot.
Another banger in his library.
Another banger. He's got like four takes.
Okay.
First, why was the girl in the beginning on the ledge at all? Why? She says she doesn't want to be up there. Is Michael Rooker's character forcing her to be up there? If that's the case, it's his fault.
Yes. Yes.
And he goes, to continue that, why was Michael Rooker so upset with Stallone? It's literally his fault.
Well, to answer, do you want me to answer seriously, or are we just doing the takes?
No, we can keep going, or you can go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say,
it's like projecting.
It's projecting. Yeah, there's nobody that's directly at fault, right? It just, we all know, especially as viewers, what had happened was her harness snapped. You know, it was a freak accident. Nobody could have done anything different. We could have tried it Michael Rooker's way, and it probably still would have failed. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
He really enjoys seeing Mr. Walton in this movie, which is the Frank, the pilot who was on the show The Waltons as the dad.
Okay.
So he gets really sad whenever Mr. Walton gets shot because it's a different character to him.
That's hilarious. He sees a wholesome, innocent dad character getting shot.
Yeah, a dad ABC television show from forever ago.
That's hilarious.
And then the last take is that the two stoner idiots is the most unnecessary part of the movie and could be cut.
I agree. Low key agree.
Those are the dad takes of this movie.
Your dad's got some good takes.
He's seen it a bunch.
Yeah, I was about to say it probably comes from like 30 years of watching this movie.
He didn't say, but I think he saw this one in theaters also.
Oh, that's funny.
It would have been right. It would have been 2 years before he had his first kid, so he was probably going to see the movie a bunch around that time.
That's awesome. He was living it up.
He was. He was. He's a kid from Chicago who was like, "I'm gonna go to school in Florida," and was just like jogging on the beach and shit every morning.
That's awesome. All right. Well, if you don't have anything else, I think that wraps up our discussion on Cliffhanger. Nice. Nice. Thank you. Yes. So yeah. So thank you for those watching in attendance around the world. This video is going to be up next day on YouTube, and then off screen, I believe, is when we're going to be discussing what movie we do next. Do you want to briefly go over some potentials?
Potentials?
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, wherever you're feeling, buddy.
well, I definitely okay. So it's probably no secret at this point we're not going to be doing that many more action jack-offs. Um, so before we, and this is 32, I believe. No, I think this is 33 because It Man was number 31. Lethal Weapons 32. This is 33. So after this, we've got 7 more movies we're going to be doing. I believe if we feel the need to bring it back, we might. But as of right now, Action Jack-Offs is a 40 episode series, or going to be. So I feel like one of the movies we definitely have to get on there is John Wick.
I mean, we've been circling it for a while.
It's been circling the drain for a little bit.
Dude,
We got to do it.
we gotta do it.
Yeah. So I feel like that's definitely one we should do. And then I'll have to look at the library and see what else is on the table. I think we said we were going to do the Expendables.
We've been trying. We've been trying to create that list.
Yeah, trying to build up to that. So right now, John Wick, Expendables,
I always want to talk about Inception.
Inception. I remember you saying was one you wanted to talk about. So that's 3 of 7 right there. So I think we can kind of build on that and just see where we go, and then figure out what movie we're going to do next. Immediately after this, and we'll just discuss that off screen. But anyway, that's going to be it for this. Thank you guys for watching. This is Garrett and Lincoln signing off.
Peace.